We are now joined by the winner of the Vancore 350, Kyle Busch, driver of the number 51 Cessna Toyota for Kyle Busch Motorsports, along with crew chief Ryan Fugel. Congratulations, guys. Go ahead and open it up to media for some questions. If you have one, please raise your hand and we will get to you. We'll go to Jerry and then over to Bob.
Jerry Jordan, kicking the tires.net. Kyle, out there, did you pick up anything tonight that you could use for later in the weekend, or is there any suggestions you could make? Some of the drivers were saying that the VHT maybe wasn't strong enough up the track.
Yeah, I mean, there was the 24 was able to use it really well. It just didn't seem like I tried to go up there a couple times, and I don't know that the VHT was much beneficial for my truck as much as it was maybe for the 24. Maybe he was a titch better than us. I don't know, but overall, you know, I learned some things about our truck and what to do and things that we can do to make our team better and our equipment better. But as far as for the rest of the weekend, my Xfinity car drives pretty good. Not worried about that. My Cup car is the problem right now, so we've got a lot of focus on that one.
We'll come down here to Bob.
Bob Hockers, Fox Sports. Kind of along those lines, Friesen thought that maybe you were able to use the VHT a little bit to block, and not block, but kind of take away his line. Is that
no, I was blocking. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I was. It was he'd get such a good run through 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway that you just had to use any means possible to just stay in front of him. And so there were a couple times there where he was really arcing out entry to 1 and being in the VHT, and then he would chop down through that and get to the bottom, and I'd enter low, I'd enter high, I'd enter all over the place, and it just seemed like I always ended up in kind of the same spot on center exit. So, you know, it didn't much matter for me. I couldn't really feel, when I was in the VHT, I couldn't really feel a whole lot of effect from the VHT. It just felt like still the rest of the racetrack.
Are there any additional questions?
Typically, it's not very normal, no. Like, Bristol's the best place we got it. But past that, when we had it at Charlotte, I mean, it was like ice for a long, long time until it wears in and gets heat. And when you have cautions, as many cautions as we had, and as cold as it's going to be here the rest of the weekend, I don't know if it's going to activate. It takes heat to activate it. So it's a very complicated scenario with that stuff.
We'll come down here to the front to Lee.
Since you had to rush off to the truck, what were your impressions of qualifying?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, do you have a solution for it, or do you think that we need to go to single file? I mean, is there anything that we can do?
If y'all are talking about it, then it's working. So keep talking about it. As far as drivers go, we really have no say, so it doesn't matter. We do whatever we're told.
Are there any final questions? Chris?
Yeah, Chris Knight, catchfence.com. Kyle, before the win tonight, you were in the headlines because of the video that you made with Samantha and Brexton this week. I was just wondering if you could talk about that and how much fun it was, and just how there's this other side of you that people are starting to get to see and enjoy outside the racetrack.
Yeah, that was a fun little deal that we did. You know, we always try to do our if we have a car to give away. It's been a couple of years since we've had a car to give away, but you know, with the foundation and stuff, it tends to raise pretty decent money. So you know, we thought we'd go a little more all out on it and have a chance for a video, have it hopefully go a little viral in order to just get people to donate to a great cause. You know, the Samantha and Kyle Busch Bundle of Joy Fund is obviously a big deal to Samantha and myself, and near and dear to our hearts with IVF struggles with families and those that struggle with infertility. We're able to help. We've given grants out to 33 different families. We've got 17 babies. 18's born. Is going to be born any day now, and there's 6 more on the way right now. So it's been really good. It's been a blessing for a lot of people, and if it wasn't for the foundation, those almost 18 children wouldn't exist in this world today. So we thank everyone that donates and helps us out for such a cool cause. But making the video was fun. I tell you what, it was everybody asked me, they're like, how long did it take for Brexton to get his his roll right. And I think he had it in about 4 takes. He was good. And they kept egging him on, and they used him up for about 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, you got to leave him alone. Like, he's done. Like, SAG has come and put the gauntlet down. The 3-year-old is done. So,
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations.
one more. What do you
Oh,
got?
Dustin.
Make it a good one. Don't make me mad. I'm going to bed.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Kyle, I think this is, you've got one more race left with Charlotte, so I think this will be the earliest that you will be completed in a season. So as you're trying to get the program and doing the things to make the trucks as good as possible, that's a lot of time through the rest of the season. So what can you do, and what are the challenges beyond Charlotte, since you won't be in the car and it's more younger drivers at that point?
Well, for us, we aren't a cup team, and so we move a lot slower than the cup teams do. You know, you all talked about how when everybody got done with the West Coast swing, the first time people would have updates to their cars would be Texas. I don't think we would see an update to our stuff for 2 months. You know, it just takes a bit longer to kind of get all that instilled into our stuff. So if you look at me running the front side of the season and running as much as I do right now, we've been building some notes, and we've been building some things that we can work on and get better and do a little bit differently. So when we get to, say, July, August, that's when you'll start seeing some stuff coming out, and that'll be the brunt of the season kind of closing in for the playoffs and then the playoff push. You know, I'd like to run more, or maybe I'd like to run a little bit later, but I just don't know that the races kind of fall, especially with me. Like going to Iowa, I've never been to Iowa, Gateway, those places. I don't need to go to those places, so it doesn't make any sense for me to go to those places. So we got to rely on Rudy and the other crew chiefs and drivers to make our stuff better when they go to those places.
He'll be crew chief / spotter helper starting in Dover.
From the TV and cell phone texts. Yeah.
All right, thank you, guys.